Now to set it up. Some of the small things is that, as you can see, I put a small hole in here. It's like a small trench or something, because this thing cannot get stuck as it's sitting here. When it flings out, you got to make sure that it's not going to touch any ground, or else, it might get stuck, and then, your squirrel or something's just sitting there eating your bait. So, dig a small hole, and a lot of things got to be tuned while you're doing this, but we can set it up for right now. Put your stick, put it around your longer stick in between the two L's. Here's one of those spots where you're going to have to take some time and figure it out, but your trigger, this is going to be a spot to really work on. But see how this stick is so far bending back? It's not supposed to. It's actually supposed to be about here. But for right now, that'll work. I'll fix it after the movie. And then you make sure that there's nothing touching your trigger. Because even, small pieces of grass like that, it might have a chance of holding it up. I doubt it, but you don't want to take any chances. If you're out in the wilderness and you're hungry and you only got probably a day to live, you want to make sure you don't mess up on this, or if just doing it for fun. So you make your loop again by taking the end of your string and just feeding the other string through it. Now the size of the hole does matter. You're going for a squirrel, probably about this big, just big enough so it'll go around. Maybe even smaller. Like put your food right in the middle of it, and but if you're going for something a little bigger, maybe your squirrels are fat or something. Mom or dad feed them way too much, so I need a little bit bigger, but it's going around their necks, so it doesn't have to be so big. Now, you can make it as small as you want for maybe like a chipmunk. Don't worry about the extra stuff. It's going to be so fast, this won't even matter. But the circle will matter. Now, there's two ways you could put it. You could put the string under your trigger, and this thing's just about to go. Well, I'm not going to do it now, but if you put it under, you have a better chance, I think, of getting an animal. If you put it above, you have it's quicker. It's not as accurate because the string's just going to all move at once. When you put it under, it's got to move through that stick, your trigger. So either way will work. Just try it. Maybe you try this twice and you can't get anything, so try it the other way. Put it on top or something. So, you set it up, you have everything ready, and I'm going to put this thing of string. I don't know if it'll catch it. This is pretty short, but all it's got to do is come over. Oh, damn. As we can see, it didn't work. The dirt under it was way too, it was touching. When it came down, it touched. Now either it's going to get pushed away or it's going to get pushed down. So what I can do is just make a bigger trench with my hammer, and that should work. See, it's bending even farther back now. That's not a huge problem, that huge trench, because watch. They're going to come over and they're not going to know it, and all of a sudden. Now I didn't grab it. A couple reasons. One, I had the circle way too big, but also that this is not very big. Normally it would have something to grab onto. This is a thing of string. I'll set it up one more time, and I'll show you. Maybe this time I'll try to grab the the thing of string. So I'll make it a little smaller. So maybe your squirrels or something, or whatever you're trying to catch for food, are a little smaller. You keep missing, because you might think that you're trying to get a squirrel, but you actually are getting a chipmunk eating your food. So here we go again. Throw your excess string. Close and better. I'll show a far away distance in a second, but if you mess up one time, maybe two, maybe even 10, because I set this up 6 times before I finally got something. So take your time, you know, fine tune stuff. You're like, some things you're gonna have to fine tune right here. This big trench, maybe this is too thin. Like if it's pushing it and it's touching the wall or something, or maybe it's getting stuck, maybe that's it. Or maybe you don't have enough tension on your tree. Maybe your tree is just too weak. You might have to find a thicker tree to use. Or on this piece of wood, your trigger, you can put it more to a point, but then make it flat at the end, because if it's more of a sharp point, it's going to stick into your wood, and then it just won't fire. So I'll show you one more time from far away distance. Alright, one more time. I've set the whole thing up. Let's see if we can catch the thing of string. So squirrel comes by, and there you go. Alright, one more time. I've set the whole thing up. Let's see if we can catch the thing of string. So squirrel comes by, and there you go.